The Warrior of Prophecy. The warrior who once surpassed all and saved the land. The warrior who had reached the limits of Saiyan level after showing his fury. That kind of Saiyan hybrid who, after increasing his powers more and more, managed to develop his skills even more, and even at a young age. He had the responsibility of deciding the future of the earth in his hands. Overcoming everyone and becoming the last hope of the earth in the absence of his father. He stayed for years fighting different enemies, always protecting his loved ones. As a child, he spent very little time with his father and was raised by a being of another race. A Namekian who was formerly a member of the family of evil and over time changed his personality, becoming another friendly being. That boy who never wanted to fight but was always involved in wars. He always had to raise his power more and more and show his abilities and what he would be able to do in the midst of so many battles. Son Gohan is Son Goku's son, trained throughout his childhood by Piccolo, the one who was once the family of evil. Piccolo Daimoa, who has shown all his wrath in the past. Piccolo's son Daimoa had become the legendary Namekian. His Namekian god power was limitless. However, due to not being able to master the 100% powers of the Namekian god, Piccolo ended up losing his powers in the middle of the battle against Zaki and had his body pierced by the Saiyan hybrid god of destruction of Universe 14. Piccolo was lying on the ground in front of Gohan. Gohan once again sees his mother's death in front of him. Gohan becomes enraged and begins to unleash his fury like he never has before. Gohan says, "It can't be. I couldn't have let that happen. I was so happy seeing Mr. Piccolo's new powers that I didn't end up realizing that his energy was wearing out very fast, and because of that he's..." Zaki starts laughing and says, "That will be the end of you, boy. You will go to the same place where this Namekian is going." At that moment, Zaki steps forward and tries to land a punch directly in Gohan's face. At that moment, a huge explosion happens. Gohan takes the punch from Zaki and doesn't feel a thing. Gohan in a few moments hits a punch in the face of Zaki and says, "I will never forgive you. You will pay for everything you did to Mr. Piccolo." Alright partner, why don't you whack that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos and stay on top of our entire universe of Z Warriors. The Grand Priest's Palace. At that moment, the High Priest observes and says, "It seems that you eliminated one of Son Goku's friendly warriors and with that resulted in Son Gohan's fury. Are you proud of it, Zakai?" Zakai starts to laugh and says, "I don't care. Keep in mind that Zaki and Banzerot powers are extremely limitless. You're talking about the two gods of destruction that caused the great catastrophe in the last celestial war. You think they'll be afraid of a random mortal just because he's mad Daishinkan?" The High Priest with a serious face says, "I already told you once. You disbelieve too much of the powers that the Universe 7 warriors have. Universe 7 and the universes protected by Zeno-sama have formidable warriors. Maybe you haven't understood yet what is the essence and power of trusting those who can show the best performance and fight every day against evil in order to protect their loved ones." At that moment, Zakai makes a serious face and says, "What are you talking about, Daishinkan?" At that moment, we can see directly into Universe 11. Jiren attains a new power. Jiren had his face completely different. Jiren has a flashback to the past. Jiren remembers when he was a child and had his race eliminated by a villain. At that moment, Jiren says, "I will never go through a situation like this again. I will get stronger at all costs. In this world, the weak have no place. At least that's how I thought for most of my life. But now, I think differently. If the weak exist, it's because they need protection from the strong, and I will be here to protect everyone this time. In the past, I couldn't show much. In the past, I was defeated, and I couldn't protect them or show all my race. This is a burden I may have to carry forever. I really know what things are going to happen and how everything is going to work out. I always knew everything that happened in the past. But today, I know that I can get more and more powerful, that each time my energy will increase. So I would never give up fighting any enemy. I would never give up on any other being. Now if I fall down here in front of all my friends, who can save them all? Who will be able to resolve this whole situation? I don't have much to say. I just can't be beaten by you, Ziel. At that moment, Jiren advances towards Ziel, and at that moment, Ziel tries to nullify Jiren's powers. Ziel ends up getting punched in his face. At that moment, Jiren starts to speak. Just as I imagined, the power of the essence of my race you will never be able to nullify. Your ability only nullifies powers of gods and celestial beings. My race is unknown to many, so you don't have information about my race to be able to channel your energy and prevent my blows. It seems that now the game has started to turn in our favor. I'm sorry to tell you, but your end is near, Ziel. Ziel watches and speaks. But what race is this guy? What's happening? This doesn't make any sense. I should be able to nullify the abilities of practically every race. I learned this technique from the first god of the cold demon race. No one should be able to stop my ability. Even the mother of angels, Zakai, is afraid of my power. How is it possible that this is happening? At that moment, Jiren starts to land several blows on Ziel. At that moment, Ziel says, "It's not possible. This guy is managing to land these blows on me, and he has the biggest advantage in the battle. If this fight continues like this, I will end. No, that cannot happen. Does your race have any involvement with the cold demons?" Jiren starts laughing and creates a large sphere of energy in his hand and says, "Ziel, now this will be the end of you." Back to Universe 7. Broly had been fighting Banzerot, having the upper hand in the battle. Banzerot had been receiving several blows and says, "It seems that you are totally different from other Saiyans. I thought by sending Goku and Vegeta out of this dimension that there wouldn't be other Saiyans as powerful as them. But apparently I'm mistaken. Haha, I, Banzerot, I hail you the strongest, Broly. Now the time has come for me to start fighting in earnest." At that instant, Broly looks and speaks. "What? Wasn't this guy using all of his strength? You damn you, don't you dare play with me." An enraged Broly advances towards Banzerot amidst the light emanating from the Saiyan god. In a few moments, Gohan, after having raised his power, comes down a punch on Zaki. Gohan says, "You will never understand the meaning of friendship and always wanting to protect your loved ones. You will never understand that." Zaki starts watching and says, "How dare you insult me, Lesser Saiyan? You're mad just because your green father is dead. This is all his own fault, that he was careless in battle. He discovered a new path, and without thinking about the consequences, he ended up spending all his energy. Even worse was you didn't realize that he was at his limit and didn't do anything to protect him. Receive this attack. Aura of Destruction." A great dark energy is released on Gohan that disappears amidst the darkness. Zaki starts laughing. "I said you wouldn't be able to do anything about this. I'm Zaki, the god of destruction from Universe 14. No one is capable of defeating me and Kai. You were a fool to think that a mortal as weak as you could do something. His powers were only a little greater than Son Goku's powers, but in reality, you are just outdated Saiyans who haven't developed their powers to the extreme." At that moment, a great light appears. Gohan's voice again emerges. Zaki says, "It can't be, as you're still alive." Gohan says, "I think you did not understand. I said I won't forgive you and you'll pay for everything you've done." Zaki responds, "You wretch, don't you dare brag about the power you've conquered. Take it." Zaki tries to hit Gohan's face, but at that moment, he is stopped and Gohan easily catches his hand. Zaki says, "Impossible, like you." At that moment, Gohan angrily lands a furious Saiyan punch on Zaki's face. Gohan says, "That's for me and Mr. Piccolo." Zaki is hurled into the rubble of the earth. At that moment, Gohan appears beside Broly and speaks. "You need help, Broly. This guy won't be showing up here anytime soon. Banzerot observes and says, "Damn you, what did you do with Zaki?" To be continued. Gohan defeated Zaki with just one blow? What's going on in the face of all of this? Where are Goku and Vegeta? Regardless of what it is, it's more than important that you share your thoughts in the comments below so we can get into a crazy debate. Whack that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. That's all there is to it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.